circular dating, as I'm understanding it, is dating more than one man, like up to three men, up until the date of your wedding is set. Did I encapsulate that sort of kind of right? Thank you so much for joining us today on Second Act TV. I'm so happy to welcome back relationship expert and dating coach April Beyer, the CEO and founder of Level Connections, a professional matchmaking firm. April, thanks so much for being here again.
You are so welcome, and thanks for having me back. Always a joy.
I am so glad you're here today. I have a topic that is going to blow everybody's socks off. At least it did mine. And once I got my chin off the floor, I thought I need to talk to April about this. You know, you've been a professional matchmaker for 25 years. You have helped people for decades find love. And so you're familiar with a lot of the theories and approaches out there. But here's one that I mean, I've never heard it: circular dating.
I got a message, a DM on my Instagram from a woman saying, April, should I be circular dating? And Silka, I had to look it up. I've been in this industry for 25 years, advising and coaching single professional women and men. And I had to look this up because, like a lot of things, there are pop words given to things that are just behaviors. Like ghosting is just people that lost track. There's no such thing as ghosting. It's just a new word.
What struck me, and this is what I'm coming back to, and that's why I was so appalled, that's but the word I have for this. Essentially, if you're in an exclusive relationship, unless there's a ring on your finger within a certain amount of time, that you keep dating.
So essentially what I found, when I did look it up, was I was a little shocked as well. Because if women are sort of holding back their level of commitment and joy and being full in with a relationship until there is a promise of a ring, then they're essentially being very transactional about their love life. If you think that an engagement ring gives you any security, please go call those women who had to give their engagement ring back because they found out that the person wasn't as committed as they thought, or those women that had to call off their wedding days. The days of women holding and pinning all their hopes to the engagement day, that's no longer what everybody's looking at. But there's a lot of women that are following this advice, and this is throwing women back 50, 60, 70 years. And I have a huge, huge problem with that. That is antithetical to everything that will get you into a positive, loving, healthy, and lasting relationship.
Exactly. And what just blew me away is the mentality that's being promoted here. Like you said, it throws it back. And I'm thinking, well, I thought all these younger women, especially, that marriage isn't the ultimate outcome of a relationship anymore, at least some of the stuff I'm reading out there. But the emphasis on that, just after a few months, even, I mean, in some ways a few weeks, that a man will know right away if you're the right woman, and if he doesn't propose right away within the first three, that it's not going to work, and you should keep dating. I mean, I honestly, I don't get it.
Well, the advice is turning women into machines. But what happens when a woman holds back and she's distracting herself with other people is you're not building intimacy. And I'm not talking about physical intimacy. You're not building that transparent, beautiful, connected intimacy that is required to build a relationship. You're basically shotgunning your approach at this. If you want to keep dating other people because you're not that invested or interested in someone, that's a completely other thing. But once you're invested and interested in someone, and he's invested and interested in you, these conversations about, well, I'm going to go half in, or I'm not going to consider this a serious relationship until there's a ring on my finger, is not serving either party. It's actually hurting women. It's pushing men away, and it's hurting you as a female. If you're listening to this, it is hurting your future, because the reluctant boyfriend is the reluctant fiance, is the reluctant husband. So why, as a woman, would you want to push a relationship, push a commitment? So if you do that, you're going to attract a guy who is coming from fear and scarcity. And fear and scarcity of losing you is not the driver for committing to you for the next 20, 30, 40 plus years of your life.
Right. That's part of the definition I read in this other article that was the anti here. It says circular dating is a fear-based mechanism to protect women from commitment phobes, yet it will alienate any man who rightfully wants to take his time to figure out he wants to spend the rest of his life with you. Again, to me, this is just crazy, and it's scary that there's women following this.
Just because a guy says he'll commit to you or he'll give you a ring doesn't mean he's not cheating, doesn't mean he's not looking at other women. None of it means anything. Sometimes I call the ring a pacifier. It's like a baba, you know, let me give her this pacifier to quiet her down, right?
Yep.
So should you waste years and years with somebody that doesn't commit to you? Of course not. You got to be
Right.
smart.
Yep.
But to leapfrog over the building of something, it's like when you're building a business. You don't try to sell your company in the first 3 months of building it or 6 months. It takes years to sell a business. It takes years to develop a company. But everybody wants their love life to be add water, make husband, make
Yes.
wife, make family, and shake it up, and here we go. That is not the thing that works. And also there's behaviors that they are giving to women in order to execute this, such as stack your dates. Make your dates drink dates so they're a smaller window of time so you can go on more than you normally could if you were investing 3 or 4 hours. Get a separate dating line, a separate dating email, remain mysterious, like don't really share much about your life. Women need to understand the mystery card does not work in love if you want a relationship, marriage-minded man. If you want to play the mystery card, then you're probably under the age of 25. And if that works for you, great, because those men you're dating are underdeveloped. They're still boys, so that works. If you want to date the kind of men that I work with who are mature, relationship, marriage-minded human beings that have committed to their careers, they've committed to women, mystery spells, I don't understand you. I don't get you. I don't trust you. I don't feel connected to you. Marriage-minded men don't like mystery. They want you to hold yourself accountable. They want you to have self-respect. They want you to know your own boundaries, but they don't want you to play aloof because there's so many women playing this aloof game that they're the ones that are sitting on the single bench. And meanwhile, back at the ranch, the women that are being confident and they have their shoulders back and they're going with their gut and they're trusting themselves, not the men, but they're trusting themselves. And they're not being silly and stupid and throwing all their eggs in one basket just because they love love. They're actually expediting the love and the marriages and the engagements without even trying. They're falling into it because they're behaving in an organic way. So I would never tell a woman to do certain behaviors that are antithetical to those behaviors that create relationship.
It just floored me. What is the purpose of I just don't understand it.
So do you remember there was this book years ago called The Rules?
Oh yes,
For
we did a
women?
segment on that.
Okay. I've told women for years, please throw out that book.
Yes.
But books like that are created for women that literally had zero boundaries, zero self-esteem. So things like that were invented because women were being damaged in relationship, right? So the rules were really about like getting the backbone back into these women. So there's always a reason why these things become popular, but then we have to take them with a grain of salt. So circular dating is, I haven't spoken to this coach about this, but my guess is that we've all seen too many women go in blind, trusting a man, giving him all of her love, time, devotion, and attention, and not receiving the same back. But somehow this coach has attached it to engagement, and what she should be attaching it to is his behavior. If you're giving all of your love, energy, devotion, time to a human being, and they are giving you 10% of who they are, you're in a bad relationship, you should go.
Right.
That's not going to get better. But this has been conflated with an engagement ring. So she's not discussing the in-between, right? You could be in a very beautiful, dedicated relationship that is blooming and growing and has a beautiful pace to it. and you don't know where it's going to go yet.
Mhm.
That's that free falling that no woman wants to do anymore because we're busy. We don't want to waste time. We've been burned before. So circular dating sounds really good to women who are exhausted and depleted and tired. And all I have to say is you're
Mhm.
only exhausted, depleted, and tired because you're dating the wrong way. You have the wrong mindset about dating. It's not whether
Mhm.
you dated 5 guys at a time, 50 men this last year, or you committed to one man.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, either way we slice it, you have walked away from your
Mm.
intuition, right?
Mhm.
The biggest problem I have with this get the ring thing is because it puts all of the choosing power on the side of the male. So these women think they're being safe and they've got the power card. They do not. It's basically so transactional that the women aren't doing any self-assessment of whether or not they want to be proposed to by this person, right? Just because you fall so in love with love and you fall in love with your engagement day
Mhm.
doesn't mean you should take your eye off of, wait a minute, who am I in this relationship? Am
Right.
I received well? Maybe he commits to you. Maybe he's committed to you fully. You have the ring, but you are not loved, adored, and respected, seen, heard, and valued within the relationship.
Mhm.
This coach is giving the what, but not the why. She cares about women. She just doesn't want to see women being in long-term relationships for too long without any end in sight. So I think she's coming from a good place with a good heart and good intentions. I
Mhm.
just think we need to explore it more and deepen the conversation about why you would continue to date other people and really
Mhm.
understanding the mechanics and the behaviors within a relationship that would
Mhm.
keep you sustained in a relationship, whether there's a ring or not. A ring is a transaction, period.
Yeah. How do you think this applies to our age demographic? Is there an application? I mean, do we have to worry about whether or not women our age are going to catch on to this?
Yeah, we do. Yes, we do. Because fear and trepidation about dating is
Mhm.
ageless. You can be 25 or 55 or 75, and you can still feel like you're doing it wrong. You can go
Mhm.
into your fear. I know a lot of women in their 50s and 60s that are dating with that scarcity mindset. They're
Yeah.
afraid to express, they're afraid to make a move. They feel like they need to know everything in advance. Your answers do not lie in the response of the person you're dating. I'm going to repeat that. Your actions do not lie in the answers from the person you're asking. Meaning, I could ask somebody, are you committed? Are you going to love me
Mhm.
forever? And is my heart safe with you? Do you see us getting married? That's not where the answers are. The answers are here. They're within yourself. You as a woman, you know.
So I just want to further clarify a point, my understanding of it. I get that if you're not in a committed relationship, of course you keep dating. What struck me again, even in a committed relationship, you really love this person, you like this person, you want to marry this person. It's a good guy. It's a good guy who gives you, he just doesn't want to get married yet. That even then you should date at least 3 other men when you're in an exclusive relationship if he needs another 6 months to think about marriage. Did I misinterpret that?
What they're getting at is there's a lot of women that are in these long-term relationships, and what happens is the year mark starts to creep in, maybe the second year mark, and friends and community are saying, when are you two getting married? But what they're doing is they're observing the relationship from outside perspective. They don't know what's going on behind closed doors. They don't
Mhm.
know that maybe he was married twice before, and the idea of marriage is scary, but he's fully committed, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
if you're a woman that needs marriage because it's your first time out of the gate, then maybe have a discussion with this person, not to get them to marry you, but maybe say you're both on different timelines. It's not an ultimatum, it's a
Mhm.
decision. So what it really is making sure you're aligned with the life stage of the people you are dating. If you're
Mhm.
somebody who's never been married or you've been single for 10 years and you meet somebody who's recently out of something in the last couple of years, that may not be the person I, as a matchmaker, would match you with.
And of course I want to disclose, I mean, my opinions are coming from a woman who was married for 25 years and who never wants to get married again. I am in a 12-year relationship, in a committed 12-year relationship. And I can't even imagine applying this to our relationship. When if we're committed, or all of a sudden saying, well, hey, Paul, time's running up. I'm gonna start dating more guys until you like put a ring on my I mean, it's just absurd to me. So again, if I'm missing something here, yeah, tell us, go to the comments, let me know where I'm wrong.
Well, you're a good example, Silka, of a woman saying this, right? You
Mhm.
don't want to remarry. That doesn't have anything to do with your level of commitment. This isn't one-sided. Dating is not one-sided. There
Right.
are no behaviors or tricks or
Mhm.
little things you can pull out of the hat to get somebody to do anything. So it's really astonishing to me that we're still talking about women trying to get to a
Mhm.
destination. And
Yeah.
often that destination isn't what's right for you. And it's
Right.
what's exhausting people in the dating space.
Well, I mean, we could talk about this forever. We are starting to run out of time here. How do we sum this up? What haven't I asked? What would you like to make sure the women and men listening know about
Mhm.
circular dating?
Okay, so instead of using a term, which is just a pop term that was just created by someone, it's not like a real
Mhm.
thing. It's not in the
Mhm.
Webster's dictionary. Okay, so if you're asking yourself, should I continue to date if I've met somebody I like?
Mhm.
It depends. Okay, take each situation completely separately. How are you being treated? How are you being received? Are you enjoying yourself? Are there any red flags that are going on? In that first 30 days of getting to know someone, try to pace your dating so that you're not seeing that person 4 or 5 times that week. Because what happens is you develop feelings, you develop a relationship, and you can expedite things to the point where now you're really asking for commitment way too soon.
Mhm.
So I would sum it up by saying only keep dating if you've met someone you like. If this person that you're dating is elusive, not giving you a lot of their time, you're sitting around for weeks on end without a phone call or anything, then yes, of course, be smart, stay dating. And also, if you're not sure you really like the person, forget about the end goal. Don't
Mhm.
be destination oriented when you date. Be
Mhm.
journey oriented when you date,
Oh.
because that journey is going to lead you exactly where you need to be if you just trust yourself.
Well, April, you always have the right words. I cannot wait for the comments on this.
Yeah.
I, I'll link to the article so our viewers, can read for themselves why I was so outraged about this and really wanted to have this discussion. And yeah, please leave us your comments, leave us your questions. April, I will link to all of your information. If you want to get in touch with April directly, see the link in the show notes. She's a fabulous coach, as I'm sure you have assessed already. So April, once again, I look so forward to another conversation soon on Second Act TV.